Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today. I know we just did our top 10 networks most likely to shut down in 2025, where I break down my opinion on networks that are in danger. But Bloomberg just did a deep dive into Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, and it had some interesting numbers in it I think we really need to take a look at, because I think this gives us a bigger picture of the current state of cable television, which, let's be honest, it's still part of streaming and cord cutting because a lot of people get them through Fubo and YouTube TV and Hulu Plus Live and other places. These cable networks do still impact cord cutting. I am going to put a link to the story I'm about to talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment so you can read it for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. But if you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button or hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. All right, let's dive into it. So, we talked about how currently Cartoon Network's my second most likely cable TV network to shut down right after Boomerang. But this is very interesting. According to Bloomberg, in the last 10 years, ad revenue for these networks has dropped 80%, from over $668 million a year in ad revenue to just $133 million a year. This is why you're seeing mass cutbacks on different things. I think a big part of that has to do with the fact that kids are not watching it. We talked about, even though the target demographic is, I don't have the exact number, but something like 6 through 13 for like Cartoon Network. The average age watching it, though, now is creeping north of 18. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's become a nostalgia thing for some people, as Cartoon Network has leaned into airing classic late 90s and early 2000s shows, expanding Adult Swim. We'll talk about Adult Swim here in a minute, and more. All that put together has aged up the audience, which means advertisers who pay top dollars to reach kids with kids-focused content, probably not putting it there. They're probably putting it on YouTube, let's be honest. A lot of kids advertising now goes there. But increasingly, since it was launched, the age of the viewers changed, the demographic has changed. Adult Swim has also seen some great success, but apparently they're also struggling. They're also being hit by about an 80% decrease in advertising. Now, I don't think this is exclusive to Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. This is an advertising problem that's across the board. It's one of the main reasons why subscription costs of these services are skyrocketing. Cable TV companies used to be able to get fat on ads. Well, two things. People aren't paying what they used to for ads, and there's more places to advertise than ever before. Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and more all have ad-supported plans now that are very popular. I think we saw yesterday when I recorded this, Netflix had over 90 million ad-supported subscribers. Well, somebody's got to be putting their ads there. If you're putting your ads on Netflix, probably means maybe you're not putting your ads somewhere else, including things like Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. Because of that, the drop in overall viewership, let's be honest, it's huge, massive drop in 2024, and we expect to see another drop in 2025. It's predicted that 7 million fewer people will be paying for live TV streaming services and cable TV services all combined, so the Comcast spectrums along with Fubo and YouTube and Hulu and others, 7 million fewer people. Well, that's revenue lost. Maybe advertisers will be less willing to pay more because there's fewer people. It's a snowball effect. Look for that to impact others. This isn't limited there. Look for Comcast's own networks to continue to see drops in revenue as MSNBC, CNBC, and others all are about to be split off from Comcast into their own company. The decline in revenue there has to be a big part of it. It's reported that Comcast wants them off their books from people I've talked to, allow them to break free from the dead weight of their old cable networks and focus on their streaming and other profitable businesses like their movie studios, internet, TV providing, and amusement parks. Don't forget they own Universal amusement parks. It's reported that Warner Bros. Discovery is about to do the same thing and split off their cable TV networks into an independent company to help get them off their books. I think you cannot ignore the massive drop in both subscribers and ad revenue leading to these changes. Keep a close eye on this. Cartoon Network's in trouble, but I think it's just an early warning sign. Because kids are more willing to leave. My teenage daughter now does not watch cable. Even though we have services, she could watch Nickelodeon and Teen Nick and all that. Oh, she's on YouTube and Crunchyroll, Disney Plus, and similar services. She could care less about the rest. She likes Crunchyroll so much for the anime that she was willing to help pay for the cost of it, rather than just go watch Cartoon Network or anything else on YouTube TV, Fubo, Hulu Plus Live, all the others we have installed on the TV here. Let me comment. Have you noticed a similar trend with your kids? Teen Nick was one of the fastest dropping networks in viewership, losing over half of its primetime viewers in 2024, according to a report from Variety. I expect that will continue as that target demographic just not there. MTV is being hit hard too. We're now seeing long blocks of reruns of things like Friends air on MTV in just a desperate hope somebody will watch it, because their target demographic, that late teen, early 20s, just not watching TV on things like MTV anymore. They'll rather be on YouTube and other services, TikTok and more. We'll have to keep a close eye on this. Like I said, I firmly believe this is just an early warning sign. I think other cable networks are having this impact, but ad revenue down 80%. And I suspect if we had current numbers for 2025, it's down even further. Last year was a big political year, which drew a lot of advertisements, and let me be honest, I hated those advertisements probably more than anybody. You get 3 ads from one political party, and in between them would be 3 ads from a different political party, going back and forth. I'm so glad that's over. For at least a couple years. But with that ending, ad revenue is down again, because now something's got to fill those ad spots. It's more ad inventory to fill. Fewer people watching TV means things like Dial Soap and more are no longer there. Had an interesting thing I watched a little while ago. You ever get lost in YouTube down a rabbit hole? There's some, if you search them here, you can find commercials from the 80s, 90s, and other decades with it. Dave's Archives, I think it was. Give him a shout out here. It's a great YouTube channel. Check it out. But he was playing ads from the 90s. I was quite shocked to see the kind of ads that aired in the 90s. I remember them. A surprising number of those ads, commercial breaks, I should say, I remember. But what's interesting is those kind of companies don't advertise like they used to. You don't see as many ads or variety. It seems like in the 2000s you get a lot more medical ads, gambling ads, and others. We'll see how that plays out. Leave me a comment, let me know. Have you noticed the number of ads, the diversity of the ads shrinking? Insurance companies, medical products, things like DraftKings dominating the ads today versus what we saw in the 90s, where you see more things like Mentos and other things advertising. Well, that's it for today. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I did a little bit of a deeper dive today. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, we'll see you tomorrow. Breaking news when it breaks here on the YouTube channel also. Take care. Be safe. I'll talk to you all again real soon.